development of these rural areas. As we can see in Mission Remo, and this that is today classified as suburban and will soon become urban. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, audience, for being very vibrant, energetic, and hilarious audience too. Thank you for cheering the debaters. Thank you for everything that you represent in this event. We would like to take your comments, very objective comments and questions, especially questions, so that by your questions we will get further enlightened by the presentation or the way the debaters will respond to them. So let's take questions from the audience now.
Good afternoon, everyone. I have a question to Babcock and my sisters. With the creation of Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory, and the urbanization that has come with it, would you say that's the form of economic development in Nigeria or to Nigeria?
I'd like to ask both teams. Clearly, it was not stated in percentages, perhaps. I'd like to know, at least to know how deep you research. What are the percentages of the urban areas and at the same time the rural areas? None of you mentioned that. I think it's needed to know how far you actually walk.
Firstly, I would like to correct the statement made by the speaker of Babcock University that the Ogun city has just been built in Lagos. It has not been built, it was only launched. That's then number two, you gave us insight into why rural-urban migration shouldn't be stopped, and you cited the example of Lagos, where you reside. But if you are very familiar with Lagos, I want you to realize the fact that very recently, the government of Lagos State was actually announcing that for those who are interested in going back to their villages, it was ready to give them 3,000 naira each. That is to show, that is to prove to us that it is not only when people relocate to a particular place where they are looking for basic facilities to survive on. As a result, you see 10 people living in a single room, creating problems, creating what you done. I know of a particular area where you have drainages being blocked, and people want to stay in cities at all costs. So these are areas that we should be able to at least identify very well. Thank you very much.
Member of the Nigerian School of Public Relations. My simple question to the two contestants at the two University is that the issue of Boko Haram, the existence of the issue of Boko Haram for security and stability in Nigeria, what will be the effect of Vision 2020-2028 when we have just less than 7 years to go? Thank you very much.
Part of my study is in the United States, and I studied the village setting on Berry Street. One day I asked one of the president of the village, or the Seman of Banu, whether or not he knew the capital city of the country, which is probably DC. She said he didn't have to know where Washington DC was because everything she missed in the city was right there in Berry Street, which is the village setting. So in other words, if we have more of the Moways, more of the initial records, which have the qualities of cities right in the rural settings or semi-urban settings, the better for this country, and the better for the achievement of the Vision 2020. So thank you very much.
As an undergraduate student, after you get your degree and you become a graduate, would you like to continue staying in a village? And what exactly will you do for that community that will change the course in which Nigeria is right now and move Nigeria to a point where the international community respects? Because we're not only talking about the amenities in the village, we're also looking at how we can build our country and at the image of our nation. Thank you. Thank you very much for your comments, your contributions, and your question. Particularly, the only one question asked, which answer, you say, as an undergraduate, after graduation,
take me away to the city. I have all these things put in place for me. So I would love to remain in my village, even after graduation. Thank you.
In contribution to what my colleague has just said, there will be no need running away from the rural community. As a graduate and as an educated person, I'd rather go to the villages. I'd rather transmit this knowledge which I have gotten from my schooling, and I'd rather enhance structures, infrastructural facilities, and also maybe build schools and impact my knowledge to these villagers. In other words, I will be able to gain from the things I am able to contribute, and by that way, I will be impacting to my community in a very positive way, whereby that will also be contributing to the practicability of the Vision 2020.
Before we take the Babcock response, I'm sure there were some other questions that were addressed to both sides. The man from National Mirror, if I'm not mistaken, he asked a question. I don't know if that has been addressed to judges. Please, can you, do you recall or you would like him to relay the question he asked? The man from
Please, I would like you to clarify.
In basic English,
In terms of what?
in terms of the rural areas, over the urban areas, in figures.
In census figures or
It's like saying in Nigeria, urban centers or urban areas make up 50% of Nigeria or 60% of Nigeria.
Thank you very much.
Police.
There is no, you cannot certainly give a certain figure of how percentage of it. So you cannot just come and just say, it will only be a fallacy to just come and say, I will rate it 60%. I'm not a census person, so it will be a fallacy to say it's 60 to 40. Thank you.
hello. I'd like to just say we are not in a town hall meeting, ladies and gentlemen. This is a debate. Please let's allow them to make their presentation. We have given time for the audience to ask questions. Let's not boo or cheer from them, especially when they have to make that presentation. Professor Balogun has something to add to that response.
Let me say that it is not good at this point to encourage people to lie with statistics. Statistics, you can use it positively and you can use it negatively. And as students, one of the things that we learn from our studies is to acquire some level of integrity in our presentation. There is no hard and fast rule. Because most of the cities, most of the villages we thought were villages in the 1960s are gradually transformed over the decades, over the years, to cities that you may not be able to. The only thing is, if you can come up with, okay, these are rural areas in terms of population, these are urban areas in terms of population, and then you can then relate it to the total population, each of them to the total population of the country. The best thing you can do is to look at the capital cities. What are the population of the capital cities? You can take that as your representative urban settlement, and then use that to relate it to. And then from there, you can extrapolate the percentage of the rural area.
Thank you very much. On that note, I would like to invite, I'd like to invite the representative of Babcock University to take our questions. Please let's
Good afternoon, everybody, once again. I will be answering the question on the Lagos situation. And we earlier said in our discussion that one of the problems which is disturbing the attainment of our vision 2020 is not urban migration, but the fact that our state and country have refused to have a good planning process. And that is why a planning committee, for instance, and lack of enforcement of the rules and regulations that we have in our country. And that is why somebody will come to Lagos and build his house on a gutter line or do something else somewhere else. And that's the major problem, not because all these people are coming. It's also the same thing when you go out of Nigeria and you find the same thing happening outside, because it happens all around the world, like we have said. And in those places, rural-urban migration is controlled, and not just because the fact that rural-urban migration is happening, then we cannot attain our vision. I'll also be talking about the fact that the topic said that the vision to be attained, rural-urban migration had to be reversed, and not what the person of the somebody made a question about or said something about developing the rural areas. Developing the rural areas is out of the topic. The topic is saying moving from urban areas back to the rural areas will help us attain our vision. And I'll leave my colleagues to continue.
Standing on all existing protocol, to further emphasize the point of my colleague, we are saying that the issue is not rural-urban migration when we have all the factors that our opponents have listed. The issue is that our states have failed to have an organized system of planning, to project, to be able to accommodate individuals that come into this nation, to these states rather. For example, we have the situation in Shagam, in Ogun State, where the governor has embarked on expanding roads. The state president does not need those roads, but the government has projected that going by the level of development in the state, there will be need to accommodate some migrants from other places. So this is what we are saying. The problem is that the government have failed to centrally plan all that it needs and make sure that it can accommodate those who are coming from other states. Therefore, the problem is not rural-urban migration. At the same time, the topic is saying that it's only if we can reverse rural-urban migration, the vision is not practicable. And we then say that we should pause on all our economic policies and programs and focus on sending people from urban areas back to rural areas. How then will we attain the vision in less than 7 years? We are also saying that developed economies of the world have their rural areas. My colleague said that as Lagos is to Nigeria, so is Gujarat to India, and New York to the USA. Yes, these countries are among the top 20 economies of the world. So we are saying that rural-urban migration is not an issue to stop us from attaining the vision. Rather, like someone asked, a person talked about Bonny Island. Yes, Bonny Island is in Rivers State, and we all know that Port Harcourt has been urbanized for a long time. Yes, Bonny Island was a rural area, but because of the urbanization of Port Harcourt, there was a natural displacement towards Bonny Island that spurred that area from becoming a rural to a suburban and now an urban city. So we are saying that because these places are urbanized, that's the same example I gave of Lagos and Ogun State. Naturally, there will be a displacement towards the rural areas, and that will also spur urbanization in those areas. This is a positive impact of rural-urban migration. Finally, as I go, I want to also make the point that rural-urban migration fosters intertribal relations. As people cross over from various states to others, there is room for intertribal relations that promote unity in diversity. This is also a positive impact of rural-urban migration. Thank you.
Okay, I still would like to observe the question that our reporter asked. The Western Delta University made an attempt. I would like to know if Babcock University has a response to the question about the percentage
Yeah, there are two unanswered questions that I'll quickly address. The issue of the statistics. As my colleagues and I researched last night for this topic, from Wikipedia, we derived that 25% of Indians stay in the urban areas, while 30% of Nigerians stay in the urban areas. The urban areas are the capital cities, the industrialized cities like Lagos State. That is why my colleague made a point that with 70% of Nigerians still in rural areas, we have enough labor force to push for agricultural self-sufficiency, which will help us attain regarding the point of bank robberies, we are saying that yes, there is existence of bank robberies, but this is not a problem of rural-urban migration, because even in advanced countries like USA, there is the existence of bank robberies. My colleagues and I are saying that the state should enforce its security agencies to take care of issues like that. We should not now pause on our economic goals, reverse rural-urban migration, because this is not even an issue that is hindering the attainment of our vision. Thank you very much.
Thank you, audience. Thank you very much, our debaters, Western Delta University and Babcock University. We would at this time applaud them as they take the thing to go back to their days. Thank you for being participating in this. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, before or while we wait for the judges to collate their scores and harmonize their notes, we will invite the Senior Vice President and the Provost of the Babcock College of Health and Medical Sciences for his remarks, and as well to extend the courtesies and appreciation of Babcock University to our guests.
Chairman, judges, debaters, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen, I have been quite excited by what has been going on. I want to thank the organizers of this debate for putting up such a magnificent show as regards this Nipud initiative. This is something that has been going on at Babcock University, and we have all enjoyed it for over 2-3 years now, and we felt that it should be extended to other private universities so that there will be cross-fertilization of ideas, and with that, stimulate ourselves to academic excellence. Private universities were brought into the system to salvage the educational system of this country. There has been a slide in the quality of education our students are receiving in our universities. I remember in those days when we were at the University of Okada, we were very proud to be undergraduates of Nigerian University. My colleagues from Ibadan came from Guyana, US, Kenya, all over the world. As a medical student, I had colleagues from every part of the world we could imagine at that point. But over time, there was a great decline and slide to the point that our graduates today are described as unemployable. What a shame. But I know that with the challenge the private universities are now giving to our old universities, I'm sure that we need to wake up and things will be better for this country. So I want to thank all of us. And when you listen to the quality of debate, when you listen to the grammar the syntax and everything that has to do with this debate, you know there's still hope for this country. So I want to implore other private universities to be part of this initiative, so that by next year, when we have more universities, the competition will be keener and we'll be able to get the best out of this competition. In a very special way, I want to thank Diamond Bank for controlling this I'm sure without them, this will not have taken place. So, ma'am, Babcock, I want to thank you all. Please send our regards to GMD and tell him that not just Babcock alone, but all the private universities that are so represented here have appreciated this very wonderful gesture. I want to use this opportunity to welcome Mr. Professor Babcock, representing the Executive Secretary of National Universities Commission, and want to thank you for the comments you made. In fact, as I was coming in, I was thinking what to say about this Vision 2020, and you really captured my thoughts on the matter. Vision 2020, we started with Vision 2010 when Abacha was alive. I'm sure some of you may not have been born then. Abacha had gathered a think tank to get this Vision 2010. And when he was saying Vision 2010, that was 1994-95. It seemed as if 2010 was years away. And by that time, Nigeria would have been transformed to something else. 2010 has come and gone, nothing happened. We are talking about 2020. And as the paper said, we have just less than 7 years. Except a miracle happens. I'm very, very doubtful. I'm a patriotic Nigerian, and I wish the government well. But except we are serious about this, just mere wish will not put us where we want to be. If wishes were horses, beggars will ride. So we have to work hard towards it. Like we have all said here today, it's a challenge to this nation. That first and foremost, like my prof said, we must reverse corruption. It's not urban migration. It is corruption that will prevent us from achieving our goal. Stealing in high places. People, you have big pockets here and there. They are not the ones that are disturbing the economy. It's people who are taking money in billions. They are the ones that are crippling our economy. We are struggling with power. Without stable power in this country, you cannot move forward. I just came back from Togo. I stayed in Togo for 10 days. There was no flicker of light in Togo. Not a flicker. But Nigeria here, you have seen how many times this light has gone on and off. With something like this, we cannot make it. So we have very serious issues to tackle to be able to get this goal. It's a very laudable project. It's something that should be aimed at. It's something that should be encouraged. But mere wish alone, mere rhetorics alone will not give us this vision. And therefore, I want to thank all of you for this vibrant debate. I think by the time the communique is out, we'll be able to challenge the government and let them sit up and do something better rather than just sit down and just talk. Vision 2020, as if by just talking about it, we attain it. No. There are already measures that are there.